Oh yeah.
What do you think about Kentucky's weather compared to San Diego?
What was the question?
What do you think about Kentucky's weather compared to San
Uh,
Diego's weather?
I think Kentucky received me with the most cold weather. I can't believe it. I was not
Yeah.
prepared for this weather, and yeah, it was hard, honestly, very
Well,
hard.
but here's what's funny. Did you see about 3 days ago it snowed in in Southern California? Did you see that?
Yes, but usually in San Diego, it's not
Yeah.
snow, just
No, it
more in the north.
yeah, so like Joshua Tree National Park and
Sequoia,
yeah,
Julian, California, yes, all the
I think even Anza Borrego got some snow.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's pretty this weather as well. It's everything is new for me in this city, but I
Oh,
like it.
all
It's
right. Well,
more slow.
well, I'll say this, Lally, you'll probably change your mind next year.
Okay. Pray for me, teacher.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, hey, look who's here. We got lots of people here today. So, hello, everyone. Roxana, Jasmine, Gata, May, Huang. How are you guys?
Morning, Mr. Joe. Morning, everybody. Good morning, Alda.
Yeah, it's good to
Morning,
see
Fatima.
everybody. Yeah.
What a nice day.
Well, it's
Good
supposed to.
morning,
Yeah, it's
everyone.
supposed to start raining later today. So, yeah, I don't know what's better, rain or snow. I guess. I don't know. Maybe
Even
rain.
Mr. John, yeah, you were less close.
Well, as you can see, yes, I'm not dressed for like the super winter temperature. So I'm only wearing 2 layers today. So
Yes, yes, yes.
that's a good sign. That's Gada, that's funny. That for my students, especially when you go back and watch videos like my older classes on YouTube. I've got years and years now of videos on YouTube. It's sort of like you can tell what the weather was like
Mhm.
by looking at what I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing, short sleeves, oh, it must be really hot outside.
As it's
But
an indicator to the weather.
yeah, so there you go. But most of the time I do wear long sleeves. It's true. I'm kind of a cold-natured person. So even in the warmer weather, I still wear long sleeves. So all right. Well, guys, it's good to see everyone here. Glad you could join us here on Thursday. It is Thursday. Yes, it is the last Thursday of January. Now, I love snow. I love going out. As many of you know. Again, we have some new students here, so I don't know if some of you know that I'm kind of a serious photographer, and I love the snow. I love going out and taking pictures in the snow. But even now, I'm tired of the weather. So it's January 30th. So I'm kind of happy because January is almost finished. So maybe everyone here is happy about that too. But I do have something interesting to share with you here this morning. So especially for Lally and other students who might be new to the Cincinnati area. So there are two very famous brands here in the local area: Skyline Chili and Grater's Ice Cream. So Skyline Chili is what we call Cincinnati style chili. So if you look up here at the top, this is what Cincinnati style chili looks like. So now it doesn't have to be Skyline, but how many people in the class have tried Cincinnati style chili? How many people have tried it? Raise your hand if you've tried it. So maybe Skyline or some other type of Cincinnati chili, right? Okay, so a few people. So, Lolly, have you tried Skyline chili yet? Have you tried this Cincinnati chili?
Yes, and
And
nah.
not your favorite. Okay, well, now see, Lolly, there's a belief that the secret ingredient in Skyline chili might be chocolate.
Not the
That's
chocolate.
yeah. So some people think that's the secret ingredient because it has a kind of a sweet taste to it.
Yes, sweet.
Yeah. Now I don't know if you believe that, but still, 2 weeks ago, our famous Grater's ice cream decided let's try to make Skyline chili ice cream.
Like chili with ice cream?
Look right here at the picture. Skyline spice. That's
Oh,
what
wow.
the flavor is called. So let me click on the link here, guys. Now, when we're finished, I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to share it. I'm going to send you this link. So again, Grater's ice cream. Now let's see. How many people have tried Grater's ice cream? Raise your hand if you've tried Grater's ice cream. Usually that's usually I get a better response from Grater's. Right? Okay. Yeah. Now, Jasmine, you've lived here a little while. You probably know Grater's, right? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite flavor? Do you have a favorite, Jasmine?
I love chocolate.
Okay. They do a good job with chocolate, and sometimes they put big pieces of chocolate in the ice cream. Okay. All right. So, Jasmine, do you think you'll try Skyline chili ice cream?
I can give a try to see
Really?
how it tastes.
Okay, class. All right. So, Jasmine, your homework this weekend is to try it, and then next week give us a report. Okay. Tell us.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. You heard it, class. Jasmine said she's going to try it. Okay. I don't know, guys, but this is what it looks like. So it's called Skyline Spice. Now, for some reason, it does include the oyster crackers in the ice cream. So, that's what people eat with Skyline chili. So there you go. All right. So you could probably get this at Grater's ice cream stores. I don't know. So it looks interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to try it. What about you guys? Anybody here want to try it? Anybody want to try Skyline ice cream? Anyone? No? Barbara? What? Come on, Barbara. I thought you liked adventure.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No. I don't like this skyline.
Skyline chili.
No, yeah, no, thank you. It's a lot of calories for, and I don't like.
Barbara, come on. You could just go to Grater's and say, just give me a little spoon. Just a little.
Maybe.
Just a little.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fatima?
It's a new flavor, no?
Yeah, but notice what it says here, Fatima. It's a limited time.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be around forever.
Because my son worked there, but
Really?
yeah, not now, before.
Okay.
But he didn't. I didn't know that there is a skyline.
Skyline.
Yeah,
Ice
it's
cream.
for the first time. Yeah.
Well, like I said, they just announced it about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not something they offer all the time. And what's funny is I have friends who they lived in Cincinnati and then they moved to California, to Oregon, places very far away. And sometimes they would say, oh, we would send them like a can of Skyline chili, or sometimes we would send them a little package of Grater's ice cream. So guys, I think we could save money this time by getting them some Skyline ice cream, and then we could say, hey, there you go, two things at the same time. All right, Skyline and Grater's ice cream. We just won't tell them it's in the same container. I think so. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm guessing from the class, nobody wants to try this except for Jasmine. Is that what I understand? Nobody wants.
I could try.
Okay. Well, Roxana, that's your homework for this weekend.
Oh
Right.
my gosh. Okay.
Okay. Because notice it says limited time, so we don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, Gada, what about you? You going to try it?
Yes, it's unbelievable to imagine chili with something sweety. I'm not good at trying new things.
So
But
this is so
I
this will
think
be your first time.
I'm
Mr.
afraid.
John, I don't try new
Honestly, I'm
things.
afraid.
So my first new thing is Skyline chili ice cream. Well, Gata, after you try it, you may say no more new things after this. Who
Mhm.
knows? I'll be curious to see if whoever tries it, you have to tell us, okay? So Roxana, Jasmine, Gata, please report to us
I'd
what
like to
you.
ask them if they're happy after that or regret.
Well, or did we need some, some medicine or something afterwards? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I used to eat ice cream. I can't have any dairy. So I would like to try it. I would really like to, but I can't eat it anymore. So that's why I'm going to ask you guys to try it for me. Okay? So I need to hear if you think it's good. So that's the challenge here. But
The good,
but
excuse me,
go ahead,
excuse me,
Fatma.
teacher. The good things ingredients that they make the time to time a new ice cream with the new flavor.
They love to try new
Yeah,
things. That's true.
yeah. But, for example, I like pumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the pumpkin flavor.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
It's a
yeah.
very I like it.
Well, they do. You're
In
right. They do lots of
yeah,
seasonal flavors. Yes,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if anyone in the class will try the Skyline ice cream. Okay. So when we're finished today, I'll send you the link to the web page for Skyline ice cream. Okay. So we'll see. Now, of course, it is not the craziest food that we could have here in the United States. So in just a moment, I'm going to get your opinion about some other crazy foods that are real. Okay, these are real foods that you can try. So we'll get your opinion on those things. But this is a great chance for me to introduce a new idea. So for here at this class, at this level, right? So guys, we're here in the high intermediate level. This is normally when I begin to introduce a very important vocabulary idea. Now, we actually talked a little bit about this on Tuesday. Okay, so I'm going to review this idea, but this idea that I'm going to teach you today, we call them collocations, or some people pronounce them collocations. This will change your life. Okay, so guys, congratulations. Today is a special day. Your life is going to change after today. You're going to be so happy. English is going to be so much better for you because this is going to change your life. Okay. Okay. Maybe I'm a little, maybe I'm a little too strong here, but this idea of collocations will really, I think, help you in learning more about language. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit more, and we're going to continue with some new ideas. So we've been practicing with comparisons. So today we're going to introduce another idea of comparisons. So we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Okay. But first, let's talk about some other crazy combinations. So of course, the idea of turning Skyline chili into ice cream does seem crazy and maybe, I don't know, even disgusting. You may think that sounds terrible, right? But in America, we love to try to make some crazy combinations of food. It's true. Here in America, we love to make crazy combinations. So class, here's what I would like to know. In just a moment, I'm going to show you some pictures of real foods. These are real things that you can find in the United States. I want to see which ones you would be interested in trying, or maybe you've already tried them. Okay. So let's take a look. And again, you can put your answers in the chat if you like, or you can use the microphone to respond. So take a look here at the next screen. These are all real foods here in the United States. So let me go through each one very quickly. So we have here, so I know some of you might like donuts. Well, how would you like to try maple bacon donuts? So bacon on a donut, right? So maple flavor, right? The maple cream with bacon, okay? The next one here is a sandwich. This is a sandwich made by a specific restaurant in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But it's actually not a very difficult sandwich to make, but the ingredients are kind of strange. So we have pastrami, which is a kind of, beef, kind of meat, and cheese. But then you also have French fries, coleslaw, and tomatoes. So again, I don't know how you think about putting French fries on a sandwich, but this is the Primanti Brothers sandwich. The next one we have here are fried pickles. Now, a lot of restaurants may have fried pickles, so I don't know what you think about this. So maybe you like pickles, but what about fried, right? Adeline, have you tried fried pickles?
No, teacher, I don't see the picture in my screen.
Okay, well, let's see. Let me stop presenting and let me try it again, okay?
Okay.
I don't know. It might be a connection issue, so let me see here. All right, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sometimes there may be a connection. Yeah, the connection.
I see the Zoom, but I don't connect. No link.
No link. But you see the pictures now.
I see you.
Okay, but do you see the food on the screen?
No.
Okay, so maybe well, I don't know. Adeline, maybe you may have to leave and come back. Can you do that?
Yes.
Okay, try that again. Try leave the class and then come back. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see. Does anyone else have a problem with the screen? Can you see the food? Can everyone see it? Okay. Yeah, it may just be a connection problem, Adeline. So, okay. All right. Okay, I'll continue and I'll leave it here. Hopefully she'll come back. So fried pickles. So, here in America, we love to fry everything. So, now this one, Hawaiian pizza. Some of you may have had Hawaiian pizza, right? This is pizza with pineapple and ham or bacon on the top. So I don't know. And then finally, a truly American food, turducken. Turducken. Tur is referring to turkey. Duck, of course, is duck. And en is referring to chicken. So it's chicken and duck cooked inside of a turkey. And this is what it looks like. So, now guys, these are all real foods in America.
Meat on meat.
It's basically, yeah, and of course you can put other things inside of it, but it's basically, yeah, like meat. So, all right, so class, let's get some opinions here. So you can use the chat or the microphone. Tell us, which foods do you think you would like to try, or maybe foods that you've already tried? So I'm looking at Roxana here. She said she's already tried Hawaiian pizza. Okay, now she would like to try the maple bacon donut. Now, again, I can't eat donuts anymore, but it is a delicious thing. This is kind of fun, true. We don't think of bacon and donuts, but they do go together. And then the Primanti Brothers, unfortunately, Roxana, you kind of have to go to Pennsylvania, but you can make it. It's very easy to make. So, again, when we're finished, I'll send you the recipe if you want to make the sandwich. So... All right, and what did you think, Roxana, about the Hawaiian pizza? What did you think about pineapple and?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, well, Roxana, if you liked Hawaiian pizza, then you should try the Skyline ice cream. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I will try.
All right, let's hear from some other people. Do I have any people who would like to try? Okay, so Fatima would like to try the turducken. Okay, that one actually sounds pretty good. All right. Now, Barbara says she like you. What? It's your favorite pizza, Barbara? Are you serious?
Yeah, every week I eat. I will.
What? Every week?
Yeah, every Friday.
Oh my goodness! And you're complaining about the calories, and
Yeah,
you're eating
for me, it's a good calorie because I love it.
So what? Are you saying you think it's healthy or something?
No, no healthy. No, but one time a week I can, and
Okay.
yeah, it's my favorite. Uh, I don't know
That
if I
is,
say right, but trash food for
yeah,
one.
well, like junk food. Yeah, junk
Junk
food.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And one time I tried the sweet potato with marshmallows.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so different, and I love it. I
Now,
love
now,
it.
now, it's funny you mentioned that. I'll put that in the chat. Yeah, sweet potato. We might call that sweet potato casserole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's many places have that in for Thanksgiving. That's a very popular
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving
try
thing.
in Texas Roadhouse, and
Yeah.
I love it, and I
Oh,
make my house.
okay, okay.
It's very
Well,
different for me.
yeah. Now, actually, that's a good question. How many people in the class have tried a sweet potato? How many people have had a sweet potato? I'm sure probably a lot of you have. Yeah. Okay. A few of you then. Okay. Yeah, sweet potatoes. I like sweet potatoes. In fact, they may be even healthier for you. But a sweet potato casserole
No
is,
health.
yeah, it's basically dessert. Yeah, it's basically
Yeah,
like having
yeah.
dessert. So, okay.
But American food is uh mix the sweet and uh salted. I don't know how they say it.
Yeah,
I don't.
sweet and salty. Yeah, sweet
Yeah,
and salty.
and I love it. I love it. It's
Well, for
my.
example, that's the perfect description of the maple bacon donut.
I want
Yes.
to try. I want to try.
Okay. Okay. Maple
Sounds
bacon.
good.
It sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I remember. This is one that I do like. All right, Agata, what would you say?
I'd like to say that everyone, I think everyone has tried one of these at least once in his life,
You think so?
but in different ages.
Maybe.
But when we're getting older, it's difficult to try new things according to our health and our stomach, a poor
Well,
stomach.
yeah, certainly when you're younger, you could probably eat anything.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now I can't eat a lot of things because of colon and my stomach.
Yeah.
I even believe in my stomach listen and see what I saw.
Well, I certainly agree with you that as I've gotten older, unfortunately, a lot of foods have become kind of not maybe not a serious allergy, but I've developed, more sort of food reactions. And so unfortunately, for example, I loved maple bacon donuts. I love them, but can't eat them anymore. Now, I don't really love any of the other foods on the screen, but yeah, I've tried fried pickles. I've tried the sandwich, and they were fine. But honestly, I can't really eat any of them anymore. So,
In my country, in my original country, there is a fried cheese.
well,
And
I
there
think
is
I think fried foods are probably common all over the world.
yes,
Certainly,
yes,
yeah.
a lot of fried food.
Yeah.
And there is a sandwich in my country called zaboom. It
Boom.
contained a lot of fried things, fried
Okay.
eggplant and fried potatoes and fried eggs and a lot of sauce. It's a disaster.
It sounds like that sounds like a perfectly American food, actually.
Yes, yes.
That's crazy. Okay. All right. Barbara, you have another thought?
Just a question about the maple bacon donut. I never saw this where I found.
Well, you to be honest, you probably can't find it in like Krispy Kreme donuts, for example, or Dunkin' Donuts. It's probably something you would have to go to a special like bakery.
Oh, okay.
Now, I think here in Cincinnati, I'm trying to see. There used to be a donut shop downtown. Let me see if I can find the name of it. There are Holtman's. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. So there is a place called Holtman's Donuts, and they often will have. You can see here on the screen. They have, like over here on the right side, there's a maple bacon right there. So Holtman's Donuts is one place, and then there's also a donut place right here in Kentucky called Moonlight Donuts. And so when we're finished, I'll share some links.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so here's what's funny, guys. We're going to have English class today, but the only thing Barbara is going to remember is the maple bacon donut. What did we talk about in English class? I don't know. I'm hungry. Let's get a donut. Yeah, I think that's probably the only thing we're going to remember, right? Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, guys, last chance. Any of the other foods we would like to try? Anybody else? Huang, you want to try any of these foods? Have you tried any of these foods before, Huang?
I try Hawaiian pizza. It's just only
Yeah?
pizza. Yeah. And I never
Did you?
ever to try another. Yeah. I love pizza because in Vietnam, every week I bought a pizza for my family
Okay.
and especially for my niece.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no more Hawaiian pizzas? I don't listen. I'll try anything, and I've tried the Hawaiian pizza before. But honestly, out of all of the choices on the screen, the Hawaiian pizza for me is why? Just why? Why would anybody put pineapple on a pizza?
Oh,
It's
you don't
not,
like, right? You don't like pineapple?
I love pineapple, but not on a pizza.
it's not like a broccoli.
Oh,
It's not like
oh, you,
broccoli.
It's
Okay, so
yeah.
no.
I love
are we
broccoli.
asking me
Yeah.
to?
Why?
Okay, all right. So we're asking me to make a comparison here. Okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
here,
broccoli really good. Really,
all right.
really good.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. I'll say Hawaiian pizza is only a little bit better than broccoli. Okay, there you go. Just a little bit better, but still both are terrible. Okay, so that's my idea. So broccoli
My
is
husband
worse.
don't, yeah. But my husband don't like pineapple like you when we try to pizza.
Well, I love pineapple, but not on a pizza. Oh, it's crazy. You guys are crazy. Okay. Okay. Well, anyway, so all of these foods here, these are real American foods. You can try them in different places. So as I said before, here in America, we love these kind of crazy food combinations, but I don't know, God, that sounded like a crazy sandwich too. So I'm sure if you talked about some examples from your countries, they probably would seem maybe unusual to Americans, right? We all have different food cultures and food tastes. You know, here in America, we just love fried stuff, right? We do. But again, a lot of these combinations, I don't know, some of these don't seem possible. So again, Hawaiian pizza, no thank you. No thank you. So Barbara likes it. So, okay, I'll let you guys have it. So, okay. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next topic, but I'm going to start it with a question. Okay? All right. So let's see who can answer this question the fastest. So I'm going to show you here on the screen a very common phrase, but one of the words is missing. Okay, one of the words is missing. Let's see if someone in the class can identify what is the missing word. All right, so let's see who knows the answer. Can you tell us what the missing word is in this phrase? Blank, white, and blue. Who can tell us?
Red.
Congratulations, Gada. You are the winner. The answer is red, white, and blue. All right, now here's my next question. What is this describing? Red, white, and blue. What am I describing?
American flag.
You are correct. The American flag. Now, first, let's ask a very interesting question. Why do we say it exactly like that? For example, when I often teach our citizenship classes, I used to teach our citizenship classes, right? Classes about becoming a citizen in the United States. I would, ask students, what are the colors of the American flag? Now, what's interesting, most students would give me the right answer, but they would not give it in the same order. Sometimes they would say white, red, and blue, or blue, red, and white, or so. And so when I would, talk to the students, I would say, no. We don't say blue, white, and red. We always say red, white, and blue. Now you might think, well, Mr. John, I mean, those are the colors, right? Why does it matter which order I say it? Why do we do that? For some reason, we always say the red, white, and blue. We always say that. So again, we don't say blue, white, and red, or white, red, and blue. Right? We don't. So the question is why? Why do we always say it in that order? Why, if you were to ask an American, so when we're finished with class, right? If you have a friend or someone who's from the United States or someone who has studied for the citizenship test, if you ask them, what are the colors of the American flag? You will notice that most of the time they will say red, white, and blue. But the question is why? Why do we say it that way? Well, guess
I can
what?
say that maybe each color refer to some stage. Red to the war, and white for the peace, and blue for the stability.
That is such
My opinion.
that's a great idea. But the problem is, here's the answer. I don't know.
Mhm.
You see, the truth is, that's just how we say it, Gata. Now, your guess is pretty good, but there's actually no reason why we do that. In fact, some of you may know that red, white, and blue are not we're not the only country who have those colors in our flag, right? Can you think of other countries that have those same colors?
I
Red.
think France.
France?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, and Egypt, but Egypt by black, not blue.
Also, not the same then.
Yes, nothing.
Well, I'll give you a hint. What country did we come from in terms of our language, some of our culture? When we think about the history of the United States,
Yes.
what country did we...
British.
Say it again, Gata?
Before independence, British from
They're
independence.
British. That's right.
Before
From
independence,
England.
Yes.
Yeah.
England, yes.
Yeah. The English flag also has those colors. But again, the question remains, why do we say it in that specific way? Well, the answer is, I don't know. This is just how we say it. Now, of course, we could say that it's because of tradition. Well, guys, I'm going to explain a little bit about this idea. And this idea will help you a lot in thinking about how we group language together. Now, first, everybody, can you turn on your microphones, please? Everyone, turn on your microphones. Come on, everybody, turn them on. Turn them on. All right, so guys, repeat after me. Collocations.
Collocation.
Now, sometimes people pronounce it collocation. So let's say that, collocation.
Collocation.
Okay, good. Yeah, so now I don't know which one is correct. Okay, you can turn off your mics there for a moment. So I say collocation, but some people say collocation. But if you look carefully at the word collocation or collocation, it's basically two parts. Co, which means together, right? Co-worker, for example, cooperate. And then location, of course, means place, right? You're in a location right now, right? So the question here is, how is this going to help us? Mr. John, you said this is going to make our life better. We're going to be so happy after we learn this idea. Well, it's because when we think about language, it's how we group language together. So collocations are groups of words that work together in a natural way. Often there is no explanation. Sometimes it's tradition, right? They just seem to fit together. Now, generally, when we think of collocations, we think of them in two ways. Collocations that we have created through culture. So, for example, here in the United States, we often think of hamburgers and French fries as going together. Now, I'm sure all of you in the room, right? I'm sure if you've tried a hamburger, you've probably tried French fries with it. Now, how did you discover this idea? Well, maybe you went to a restaurant, you saw other people eating hamburgers and French fries, and you said, okay, let's eat it like that. Of course, you could have anything with a hamburger, right? You could have salad with a hamburger, right? You could put anything together. But for some reason, we always think of these ideas going together. So one way we think about co-locations is think about how culture or tradition, especially from a specific place, right, of how these words work together. Now, let's stop for just a moment. Everybody, go to the chat for just a moment. Okay, so everyone go to the chat. I want you to think in your culture, what are two foods that you think of always going together? So if I'm going to visit your country, what two foods would you think of as going together? Now, again, I mentioned hamburger and French fries. That seems very American. But for example, in the chat right now, everyone go to the chat and tell me, which two foods do you think of as going together in your particular culture? So for example, I see Barbara put rice and beans. This might be similar for a lot of cultures here in the room, but let's see, guys, real quickly, put those suggestions there. Okay, so Yafet, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, guys, if you're already hungry from the Hawaiian pizza discussion. So, but we'll get some more. We'll get some more food here in the chat. So Roxana mentioned empanadas with, how would you say that? Malta polar? Is that right?
Yeah, Malta Polar is
What
the
is what?
brand. Malta is like a drink with no alcohol.
Okay.
So it's based in what is the name of? Oh my God, like a beer, but it's not a beer.
You'll have to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll let you think. Okay, so Jasmine mentioned mole with chicken. Yeah, I always think of those as going together. Huang, dry rice with egg, carrots with green beans. Okay. Now, Gada, you'll have to pronounce the first one there for us.
Yes, محشي and ملوخية.
Okay. Okay. Now that's the
Cheese and
second,
watermelon. It's after food.
like kind of a dessert.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Other cultures do use cheese, I think, as a kind of a dessert. Yeah. That's very interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see some other ones here. Okay. Meat. Do you mean like meat? MEAT, Fatima?
Yeah, meat. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So with prunes. Now, Fatima, this is funny because my wife and I have been talking about prunes.
Yeah, it's a very, very delicious.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if I agree that prunes are delicious, but that's okay. You can like it. All right, May, mixed noodles and wonton soup. That sounds good. Okay. All right. Anybody else? See Lali or Samira? You got some other suggestions? Maybe Adeline, you think about it? Okay. Cheese and guava paste. Now, Barbara, you can't share every food you like here. Come on.
I'm hungry today.
Okay. Well, maybe after class you can go get your Hawaiian pizza then.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. All right. Okay. Well, you guys can keep thinking about those, but you probably have a lot of similar combinations, right? Again, I think of chicken and rice. These are often very common in other places. So again, food, we often think of food as somehow going together, right? Okay. All right. So you all have given me great examples of what we might call cultural co-locations that were created through tradition and culture. Now, the second example that we'll look at here are referred to as co-locations that we might think of as logical co-locations. And this one's a little more difficult to explain because obviously some of this is cultural, but part of it too is thinking about the meanings of words. For example, if you look at satisfaction guaranteed. Now, maybe you've bought a product before, and sometimes you'll see on the product, it'll say satisfaction guaranteed. So I don't know if you've seen that before. Let's see if we can find an example. Let me see if I can find an example of just something that would be something like this. Maybe you've seen something like this, on Facebook. If you or if you go shopping, you might see this little symbol that says satisfaction 100% guaranteed. All right, have some of you seen this before? Maybe when you shop or buy a product online, or maybe buy a product from the store, you might see something like this: customer satisfaction, or from a store, maybe. Right? Maybe you've seen that before. Nobody shops anymore. Nobody goes shopping, Mr. John. So, but the idea is, so the question is, why do we put those two words together? Why do we use satisfaction, and why do we use the word guaranteed? Because if you'll notice, I'll put this on the screen. If you'll notice, satisfaction, if we think about meaning, right? If we think about the meaning of the word, one definition of satisfaction is happiness, right? If you're happy, you're satisfied. Okay, and then guarantee, a guarantee, for example, is a kind of promise. So, but if you notice, we say satisfaction guaranteed. We don't say happiness promised, right? We don't use those words. We might think you'll be happy, like if you buy my product, but I don't say that you're going to be happy, right? I say you'll be satisfied if you buy this product. So there's a reason why we use those words. Well, one reason is because happiness is a very difficult thing to describe, right? Yeah, part of it is kind of the way it sounds, Agata. That's a good point. But for happiness promised, that sounds too strong for a product. I mean, you may be satisfied with a product, right? You may think the product works so well, but I can't tell you if you're going to be happy. Yeah, I don't know. Happiness is a very different thing, isn't it? So if I think about everybody here in the class, if I asked you, are you happy? Well, you all may have different answers for that question, right? So if you buy a new product, yeah, I'm happy with it, or I'm satisfied. So they are kind of, if you notice, they are not exactly the same. If I'm satisfied, that just means I think the product works, right? Happy sounds very strong. So, Gata?
Yes, I'd like to ask about a satisfaction guarantee. It's a certification from one organization for products or something like that, or
not really. No,
or...
not really, Gata. But you do you are kind of observing, because in this case, they've chosen these words so that they don't get in trouble in a legal situation. So that's why they chose these words, because a guarantee basically means that if you don't like the product, you'll get your money back, or you'll get some refund. So that's one of the reasons why we choose the word guarantee. Guarantee includes a sort of legal idea. Okay, so that's a good question, but there's no real government, there are certain government things, but the government can't promise you that you'll like the product.
It's like an insurance contract between the customer and
well, it's basically telling you, the customer, that if you don't like the product, you can return the product or something like that. Okay. Yeah, so it's not exactly a strong legal contract. That's a good question. But anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because we choose those words because they work together. We don't say, I promise you're going to be happy. Those words have too many meanings. But satisfaction and guarantee, these words have more specific meanings. And that's why they use those specific words. Now, of course, that's just one big example. I think we can understand another example that's logical is to think about colors. And we're going to talk about colors in just a moment. But if I said red and red and an apple, well, of course, we see red apples, right? I mean, now, I don't know if you like red apples, but red apples are real. If I said, for example, a blue apple. Okay, now class, do those words go together? A blue apple? Have you ever seen a blue apple before? No? I hope not.
No.
I hope not, Adeline, because if I gave you a blue apple, don't eat it. Yeah, they're like, that's not an apple. So the idea here is words go together because they make sense, right? Yeah, so of course now, Gada, you're talking about idiomatic expressions. Those are different, right? So we'll talk about those later. Okay. Okay, so what are we learning so far this morning? Collocations are words that go together. They can go together because of culture or tradition, and they can go together because they make sense. They're logical. All right, so let's try a short example, and then we're going to try a little contest, a little competition. So as we said before, collocations are groups of words, but they're often created because of their grammar. So for example, we talked about them already. The most common collocations are usually when we have an adjective describing a noun. So like we said before, a blue sky, right? That makes sense, right? A blue sky, because the sky is usually or blue when we can see it, right? A yellow banana. Well, of course, bananas are yellow. Now, bananas could be other colors too, but we think of yellow describing a banana. That makes sense. All right, so class, can you think of some other examples using these words? Now, we already talked about a red apple. What's another possible collocation we could make with the color red?
Red car.
Or say it again, a red
Car.
car.
Car. Like heart, corazón.
Okay, Yafet?
Red beans.
Very good. Okay, someone said red blood. Yeah.
Red
Red
dress.
sign.
Red dress. Now, of course, clothes, we can think of any clothes, right, with colors, right?
Yeah.
That's true. So in this case, that would be a kind of what we call a loose collocation. It's not, they don't depend on each other. Colors usually describe clothes all the time. Now, Miriam makes a good point. Maybe red meat would be a stronger collocation. Yes. Of course,
Can
yours
we-
is correct.
yeah.
Possibly. Go ahead.
Can we talk about rhythm between the groups of words?
Say it again.
Rhythm.
Rhythm. Well, what do you
No?
mean? Can you explain?
For example, when we say black and white, there is
Okay.
rhythm. No.
Now you're actually making a good observation. This is something we'll talk about in a moment. Okay. The
Okay,
rhythm,
The rhythm.
yes. So the way you say it, black and white. Yes. So actually what you're looking at is the result of the collocation. So the rhythm shows people that the words go together. Okay. So, but be careful. You can put two words together and they can sound good. But we'll discuss that in just a moment. Okay, that's a great point. So I'm glad you thought about that. So just remember that. Okay, Fatima.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Now Samira came up with a good one. A red light. In fact, Samira, let's be more specific. What light usually is red when we're driving? What does the red light tell you?
You have to stop.
That's right. So maybe we could say a red stoplight. Yeah, that might be a good example. Very strong. Yes. Okay. All right. Excellent. These are great examples. Okay, class, here's a harder one. What about purple? What about purple? Can we think of anything that goes together with purple? Now remember, clothes, we can think of almost any clothes with colors. So a purple hat is a collocation, but it's not very strong. Now I was thinking more of what Miriam just said. So for example, we know that grapes are often purple, right? Purple grapes or even red grapes, right? We have red grapes too. Now, Huang, you mentioned a shirt. That's true, but most clothes can be any color. So of course we can say a purple shirt, yes. But again, let's think about collocations that are kind of necessary. Like, so again, what are things that may be only purple? Purple, maybe an octopus. I never thought about that. Maybe, okay. But I am thinking of another strange food. Do you guys know this one? Eggplant? Yeah, there you go, Miriam. Miriam, do you like eggplants, by the way? You ever cook with them?
Yes, yes, I love it.
Oh, really? So do you like eggplant like with pasta?
No, no.
No, no, totally different. Okay.
Yes.
Some people like eggplant with like spaghetti. So, okay. All right. Now God is thinking, now you're thinking about Minions, right? Are the Minions purple? Are they? I don't know. I've seen one of the Minion movies. I thought the Minions were yellow. Hold on, let's see. Oh, I see. The evil Minion. Okay, I gotcha. All right. See, I haven't seen all the movies. Okay. All right. Looks like my thing got erased. Minions. Okay, so I'll put Minion on there just to make you happy. Okay. Eggplants, grapes. Okay. Now, for some reason, I don't know if you all have the same idea, but we also think about the color purple together with like kings or royalty. Now, of course, Miriam, what flowers would be purple? For example, I don't know a lot of flowers, but we might say pansies are often purple. Here's another flower, lupine. I don't know if you've ever seen lupine before. I got a chance to see some lupine this summer. You don't see them in Kentucky. Yeah, lupine normally isn't in Kentucky. But for example, this would be maybe you've seen pictures of lupine before. So yeah, these are purple, definitely. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So certain flowers. Of course, there are a lot of flowers with different colors. So I think in this case, yeah, we would need to be more specific. All right. But you guys are doing a great job. You're doing a great job indicating the different colors that we were talking about. Now, for some reason, though, I just want to finish with this. For some reason, maybe this is true in your culture. We often think of purple as going together with royalty, right? Kings, queens, that kind of thing. So I don't know if this is true in every culture, but to many of us, we think of purple and kings, the colors they often wear. And part of it was because of the dye that they would use for their clothes. Purple's very, very expensive and very difficult. So that's why they would have these purple colors. Okay, well, anyway, these are examples of what we might call logical. Yeah, so these are what we might call logical collocations, because we think of these colors because that's how they naturally go together, right? Red beans, for example, or purple grapes. Yeah, so those are, again, very common. Now, some of you, again, have mentioned clothes. And again, I don't know every culture here in the classroom, but I think we can pretty much buy clothes of any color, right? I mean, that's hats or shoes or whatever. But the truth is, when we think of collocations, we often think of more of sort of stronger connections. Okay, so now Fatima mentioned just a moment ago about rhythm, about words that go together. So what I'd like to do is we're going to try a little contest, okay, a little activity. And in this activity, all right, we're going to see if you can identify these collocations. And then after we're finished, we're going to talk about Fatima's idea about rhythm, how they often sound like they go together. Because that's the important thing about language, especially English. We use this kind of rhythmic way to say these words to communicate to the listener that these words go together. So for example, when I say red car, right? Red car, red beans, purple eggplants. Notice purple is not the most important word. It's the second word, purple eggplants, right? Usually we describe the item with the color. But for example, when I say hamburger and French fries, hamburger and French fries, notice my rhythm of how I say that phrase makes it seem like a group, hamburger and French fries. Notice I don't say hamburger and French fries. Notice I don't separate them. I say them together. So part of it will help us in thinking about their rhythm. But let's don't get confused. It's not the rhythm that makes the connection. It's the fact that the words go together. That's what's so important. So let me explain what we're going to do next. Okay, so guys, it's time to do a little competition. All right, so we're going to do what I like to call the common collocations competition. All right, so this is going to be a race. Well, not exactly. So here's what we're going to do. In just a moment, you're going to go into the breakout room, and I'm going to share with you a list of some common co-locations. These are common to Americans, to especially English-speaking cultures, but especially here to the United States. Now, the idea is this. I'm not going to put a time limit. The idea is we're going to see who can finish the list the fastest and then return to the main classroom, okay? When you go into the breakout room, when you're finished at 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. But the idea is you can return as fast as possible when you're finished. Now, of course, when you're finished, I have to check your answers first. So the idea is we're going to see who will be the first group to finish the list, come and return to the main room and share the answers with me. Okay? And then we'll see who's going to be the winner. All right. So, and then when we're finished, you might say, well, Mr. John, what do we win? What do I win, Mr. John? Do I win Skyline Chili ice cream? No, sorry. I don't have any Skyline Chili ice cream. No, you win my respect. Okay, so congratulations. That's what you win. If you get it correct, you win my respect. You might say, Mr. John, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, Mr. John. Well, but I do believe you can do it. So it's a fun little exercise. So we're going to go into the breakout room now. And after you get into the breakout room, I'm going to share the link to the activity. And we're going to see who can finish the list the fastest. When you're finished, return to the main room. You don't have to wait for me. Return to the main room. I'll check your answers and we'll see who the winner is. Okay? All right. Okay, so I think we're going to do, because we have a lot of people here this morning, I think we'll do groups of 3. All right, perfect. Okay, guys. So as we go into the breakout room, I will come and share the link. And then, like I said, the first group to return and give me the correct answers will be the winner. All right, so guys, get ready to go into the breakout rooms now. Okay, guys, let's hear it. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, so number 1.
Egg. Bacon and egg.
Okay. Good. Number 2.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Good. Number 3.
Stop,
Yeah, go ahead, Jaffer.
stop and go traffic.
Very good. Number 4.
Number 4. Daddy's home. Say that. But I think chocolate and candy, but home say another word.
Juan, what did you say for number 4? Chocolate and?
Home, do you hear?
All right, go ahead, Yafet.
I think that was chocolate in candy.
Okay. No. Sorry, guys.
Roxana, help me.
Sorry, guys.
I don't remember what home say for number 4.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry, guys. We didn't get it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. All right. Let's see. May? Go ahead. Go ahead, Juan.
Chocolate and peanut apple.
No.
Peanut butter.
I'll accept chocolate and peanut butter. Yes. But that's not the answer I was looking for. I'll accept it. All right. What about number 5?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Very good, Yafet. Number 6.
With the people.
Very good. Number 7.
Salt and pepper.
Good. Number 8.
For number 8, what?
Pick up truck.
Good, Huang. Number 9.
Good morning.
Good morning. And finally, number 10.
Trick or treat.
Excellent. Congratulations. All right, Yafet, Roxana, and Huang, you are the winners.
Congratulations, guys.
What is
Do it.
the
The
number?
prize?
No. Like the number for you say.
I'm not gonna. I can't tell you the answer until everybody returns. So
Okay.
everybody's going to come back now. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So guys, if you're just joining us, I have bad news for you. One group has already won. So everybody's going to return here in about 20 seconds. Okay. So if you've just returned, Yafet, Roxana, and Huang, their group, they're the winners. So, all right. So if you're just joining us, good. I'm glad you tried, but it's too late. So anyway, we're going to go over the answers here after everybody returns, okay? But I accepted their answer for number 4. But we'll see if someone else has an answer for number 4, okay? Be having some connection problems. I'm having some connection problems myself. So we're still waiting for a couple of people. There's Sitlali, okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, first off, guys, congratulations to Yafet, Roxana, and Huang. They are the winners. They were able to answer all of the questions the fastest. So congratulations to them. I have bad news. There is no prize except for my respect. So there you go. So Roxana, Huang, and Yafet, you have my respect. So congratulations. That's pretty good too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now you're probably thinking, Mr. John, what about Skyline Chili ice cream? No, sorry, no prize. Okay. Now Huang and Roxana and Yafet gave me an answer for number 4 that I accepted, but I was looking for another answer for number 4. So let's see real quickly from the class. What do you think about number 4, class? Chocolate and?
Cheese.
No.
Vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla. Yes. Chocolate and vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I heard lots of answers, which all sound fine. But again, for some reason, we think of chocolate and vanilla. Well, here are the answers. All right. So guys, number 1, bacon and eggs. Number 2, peanut butter and jelly. Number 3, stop and go traffic. Number 4, chocolate and vanilla. Now I accepted chocolate and peanut butter. Know the name of the candy, by the way, that uses chocolate and peanut butter?
And coffee.
No, we don't put. You can have chocolate and coffee together, but that's not the answer. No. Do you guys know Reese's?
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, so that's why I accepted it. But most people think of chocolate and vanilla as the answer. Okay, now these are from American history. So congratulations, Yafet. You were able to answer both of these. So from the Declaration of Independence, a very important document in America, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And from the Constitution, our Constitution of the United States, yeah, the first 3 words, we the people. That's right, we the people. Okay, number 7, salt and pepper. Number 8, pickup truck. Number 9, good morning. And then finally from Halloween, trick or treat. Okay, so now let's be honest. Okay, so first off, once again, Yafet and Roxana and Huang, they're the winners. They guessed it fast. But let's be honest, class. Did you guess all of them? Did you? Or did you miss one or two? Yeah. Which ones were maybe the most difficult? Oh, she's so. See, Lolly, did you guys guess all of them?
No, the 8th. It was pick up what? What was the other one? Oh, stop and go.
stop and go.
Yes.
Yeah. So I tried to find things that I thought were common, and so in this case, part of it, Silali, maybe it's just experience. So, for example, pickup truck, that just seems very natural, especially here in Kentucky, right? Everybody has a truck. But the stop and go traffic, you hear that a lot. If you listen to the traffic report, it's stop and go. Often you hear that on the news. So, okay, now before we leave the topic, because we're going to continue talking about collocations, Fatima, let's go back to your question about rhythm. So, if you notice, we say these in a specific rhythm because they go together. So now, guys, you don't have to turn on your microphones, okay? So don't turn on your microphones. But if you want to practice with me very quickly, I'm just going to say these. Now, again, don't turn on your microphones, but just repeat them to yourself, okay? So just repeat them to yourself. So listen to me, repeat them, but no microphones. It's too many people. So bacon and eggs, peanut butter and jelly, stop and go traffic, chocolate and vanilla, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we the people, salt and pepper, pickup truck, good morning, trick or treat. Okay. Now, before we leave, just real quickly, you might have noticed that when I said these expressions, I often used like a kind of, rising and falling, what we call intonation. Bacon and eggs, right? Bacon and eggs. See how my voice goes down at the last part of the idea? So these are all very common sort of groups of information. But that was one thing you may have noticed. You also may have noticed that when I would say the word and, take a look at all of the uses of and. Did you notice that I did not use the complete word and? Did you notice that? So again, one way to show how the words go together is often through a process we call elision. Elision is when we cut sounds. So we often elide or reduce sounds because it makes it sound faster. Now, I'm sure this is why English sounds so difficult for us, when we first start learning the language, right? When you first start listening to people talk and they sound so fast. Mr. John, English sounds so fast. Well, really, the truth is what we're doing is we're cutting a lot of sounds, especially from words that are maybe more common, words that we use all the time. So again, a word like and, right, that's a very common word. So if you notice, what I did is I reduced that word to just the sound n, right? So when I say it, right? I don't say and. I have reduced the sound to n. Now, let's try one example, and this is one that we're going to practice together. So everybody turn on your microphones just for a moment. Let's practice one of these together. Okay, so everybody turn on your microphones just for a moment. Now, let's try number one. Let's just try number one. Okay, now listen carefully. I'm going to say it very slowly. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs.
Okay. Now say it a little faster. Bacon and eggs.
Bacon
and eggs.
All right. A little faster. Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Okay, now super fast. Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't think about it, Yafet. If you think about it, you'll stop. Yeah, that's the problem. When you're thinking about it, it makes it difficult. Yeah. Now, of course, you can turn off your microphones. So, of course, if you'll notice, that's what I'm doing. When I'm saying these words, I'm reducing those little words. And that's one reason why English can be very difficult, right? It can be crazy. Because in English, we have certain sounds that we emphasize, right? Bacon, right? So let me just show you with my hands. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs. Do you see how my finger is showing you which sounds I emphasize and which sounds I reduce? So this is a good exercise in talking about your question earlier, Fatima. We use this kind of rhythm because these words go together. They belong together. So in thinking about number 10, it's the same thing. The word or, right? Notice I don't say trick or treat. No, I reduce or to this sound. Tricker, trick or treat. Tricker, trick or treat. Trick or treat. Trick or treat. You see that? So it almost sounds like tricker, right? It almost sounds like I've created some new word, right? It sounds like tricker. What's a tricker? I don't know what a tricker is, Mr. John. So that's the idea. We're reducing the sound. Trick or treat, trick or treat. You see? So, so Fatima, that was a great point that you noticed. But the thing to remember is the reason why I can say them in this fast or rhythmic way is because the words go together. And when you're speaking with someone, if you say, bacon and eggs, please, right? When you go to a restaurant, bacon and eggs, they will say, oh yeah, you're putting these two ideas together. Yeah. So again, part of it is just how we use language in English, especially in English, but it's also part of the idea that these words go together. Even numbers 5 and 6, which are more historical, these are kind of more created by history. So, for example, for number 5, why do we say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? You know, why do we put it in that way? Well, there's no real reason, but the writer, the person who wrote this, who was Thomas Jefferson, right, a great great leader in American history, he probably thought, okay, how do they fit together? Right? How do these words, they sound better by saying life, liberty, right? Liberty, life. No, life, liberty. So again, part of it is how they sound to our ears, but now we think of them as going together. So again, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We the people, right? So again, these are all just very common things that we develop through tradition, through culture. So now when we're finished here, I'll share the list with you. And again, my recommendation is you can practice with me. So you can go back and watch this part of the video. You can practice these. You can repeat them, or you can just practice them at home. But the idea is it's a great opportunity to practice that pronunciation. So, all right, excellent work. All right, well, once again, congratulations to Yafet, Roxana, and Huang. So you have won my respect. So there you go. Okay. Maybe you're like, big deal. Okay. Well, okay. Now, guys, we have just a few minutes left in class. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and introduce our next topic. So we've been practicing with comparisons. We've been doing lots of comparisons. Here is another example of how we can compare things. And first off, let's talk about the word we see here at the end of this sentence, adverbs. Now, adverbs are how we do. And let's figure out how we can use adverbs. So let's take a look. Okay. So if you'll see here at the top, I'm going to make it a little bigger, make it a little easier for us to see. So it says an adverb describes a verb. It often answers the question, how? How do we do things? Right? So, for example, let's take a look at the two questions you see here. How is Sun running? Well, she's running slowly. How does Layla walk? She walks quickly. Now, these two words, slowly and quickly, these are adverbs. Adverbs describe how we do things. So again, we take an adjective, a word like quick, and we put ly, quick, quickly. Slow, slowly. We create new words, right? And these words are used to describe how we do something. Now, some of the spelling rules that we talked about before, well, we follow some of the same spelling rules with this example. Happy, right, with the letter Y. Notice we add ly, but we change the Y to an I. So for example, happily, happily. If the adjective ends in a consonant plus an LE, normally in spelling, we would just drop the E and put Y, terribly. So for example, terrible becomes terribly, right? If an adjective has an L at the end, for example, careful, we put ly. We just add the letters ly. Careful, carefully. So for example, some of you may already know this one. The word good, right? When we talked about comparisons, you might remember good becomes better, like if something is better than. But if I just use it as an adverb, we change good to the word well. So if I say, for example, how are you feeling today? Now, of course, you might notice a lot of English speakers will use the word good. How are you feeling today? Good. That's okay. I mean, that's in everyday conversation, that's fine. But grammatically speaking, we should say well, right? How are you feeling today? I'm feeling well, thank you. But that sounds very formal. You know, a lot of American English speakers will just say, I'm feeling good, you know, and that's okay. That's fine. All right, so let's go back and review. So again, slow, slowly, right? Quick, quickly. Happy, change happily, right? Terrible, terribly. We change the E, right, to a Y. Careful, carefully. We add an ly to the end. And then finally, good, we change to well. Now, this is just kind of a basic introduction to adverbs. Adverbs do lots of things, but they most commonly answer that question. How are we doing something, right? So, for example, if I ask you, you know, how are you, how fast are you working today? Quickly, slowly. You know, there are many different answers, of course, but the idea is you would answer usually with an ly answer. Okay, so that's kind of our start for the lesson. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how do we compare actions. And then probably we may not have time to do many examples, but we'll kind of introduce it anyway. Now, when we make comparisons, right, when we make comparisons, we use more plus the adverb plus the word than. Take a look at this example. Layla runs quickly, but Sun runs more quickly than Layla. So notice in this case, we use the word more, right? So when we're comparing these types of actions like quickly, slowly, then we just put more, right? More quickly. Now, of course, English is crazy. So of course, we do have some irregular forms. So for example, with well, right? Alex cooks well. Okay. But notice when we use an adverb, Ricardo cooks better than Alex. So notice we don't say weller, we say better than. If I'm using the word badly, so for example, I cook badly, right? That's me, I cook badly. But notice it says, Sun sings worse than Layla. So again, notice worse, right? Worse than. And then finally, what's interesting is, first off, the word fast, we don't say fastly, right? If someone runs fast, we just say they run fast. But if I make a comparison, for example, Alex climbed the hills faster than Ricardo. So faster than, right? So again, those irregular forms, when I use the adverb well, if I compare, we say better than. If I say badly, we say worse than. If I say something is fast, then I say something is faster than. Okay, now our time is getting short. So I think what we'll do is let's make one short sentence. And everyone, you can put this in the chat. So let's just take the first example there, better than. Okay, let's just take better than. So I'm going to make a sentence in the chat. And what I would like for you to do is to make a similar sentence. Now, you can do any action you want. So for example, the basic idea is to think about this example here, something better than something else. So for example, let me put this in the chat, okay? Okay, so take a look at my example. So my wife writes letters better than I do. My wife writes letters better than I do. So notice than I do would probably be the second part of the sentence if you're putting it here. So everybody, see if you can make an example in the chat using that idea better than. Now, it could be any action. Speaks better than, runs better than. It doesn't matter. Just come up with a sentence, right? So let's take a look, and I'm going to look in the chat here and see how we're doing. Okay, so Gada said, Mr. John is teaching us better than others. Well, I don't know. I haven't compared myself to other people, but thank you, Gada. Huang says, my mom cooks better than I do. Interesting. Well, Huang, still, you sound like you're a good cook, so maybe she's really good. Okay. All right. Now, see, Lale says, my husband washes the dishes better than I do. Is that because he does it? See, Lale, you don't like to wash the dishes, huh? All right. Two suggestions. Don't forget, washes would be the first part. Okay. And then usually, guys, now it's okay if you say better than me. That's fine. But usually we would say better than, we would probably say than I do. So in this case, Lali, we might say my husband washes dishes better than I do. But if you say than me, that's okay. I mean, that's in everyday English, that's okay. Okay? Yeah. Or than I. That's fine too. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so same thing, Roxana. My husband runs better than me, but usually we would, in formal English, than I. Okay, but still, that's fine. All right, Jasmine, brother speaks English better than I do. I don't know, Jasmine, you speak English pretty well. Okay, May sings better than my husband. Well, I don't know, May. I'm going to have to listen to both of you to see. Okay, so May, maybe you'll make a video. Okay, here's me, here's my husband. Make a video. All right, now see, Lally, you've made some good corrections, but you don't need the word more. You just say
More?
better.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking like it's correct. No.
Yeah, more would be almost too much. Yeah, more is only when we have ly. So if I said more more quickly, for example. Okay. All right, now got it. That's a good example, except that would be an adjective comparison. So maybe we would use an action like my daughter. Maybe we would say something like this. I'm just coming up with an example. My daughter does math problems better than my son. Just as an example. So as you can see, that's kind of the confusing part. Better than looks kind of the same. Yeah. All right, Samira, my kids speak English better than I do. Well, your kids are probably in school, right? Okay. But still, you're doing better. Come on, you're doing better, Samira. That's good. All right. Yeah, something like that, Gada. That would probably be the correct use there. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if anyone has any other examples. So, okay, well, I think we'll stop there for today. Again, we're going to continue in practicing more with adverbs and practicing these examples. So, again, when we're finished here today, I'll share a lot of the things we talked about here in class, including the Skyline Chili ice cream. Okay, all right, Yafet, there we go. Uh-oh, so it's a good thing I'm not driving today. Okay, Yafet. So there we go. Yeah, actually, a lot of my students feel the same way. They don't feel like they can drive very well. So, all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, we're going to continue with the topic. We'll continue in our next class. So let me, hold on, let me switch back to our presentation. So like I said, I will share this information that we've talked about here today. I'll share the answers to today's activity. And of course, I'll share lots of other things we've discussed. But anyway, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Megan.
Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.